I'm fairly certain that you don't need to review this summary, but if you do, there it is. We've been doing this for quite a while now, and we're going to graph this based on, roughly what we know. We know a couple things here. We have x squared times x squared, and that's going to get us x to the fourth. We see that in front we have a positive, so we have a positive x to the fourth. That means we're coming from on high, and we might do some wiggling, I don't know, but we're going back up. Okay, so we're going back to high places, and so I might have zeros or I might not. Okay, and I'm, if if I redraw this, I could get 1, 2, 3, 4. You see, I could have 4 zeros. But this is not going to happen because I see something else that's going on here. And that is, I have to the second power and to the second power. That means I am not going to cross, okay? When I have an even exponent, I'm not crossing the x-axis. And so there's no place that I'm going to cross. I am going to touch in 2 places. So this gives me a little better idea of what's going on. So the rest I just kind of put together. So let's see. We'll say at -1. Here's -1. And then let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll say right there. 4. Okay. And let's go ahead and fill out some information. What happens when x is 0? I'm interested in that. And let's see, right in the middle, how about when x is 2? And I'd like to know what's going on over here at -2. Sure, I'd like to know that. And I'd like to know what happens at 3. So if I put those, this is bare minimum, but if I put those 4 plots in there, I'll have a pretty decent idea of what's going on in general. So if I put 0 in there, I'm going to say, let me reach for my calculator. 0 and -4, that's going to be 4 squared, so that's 16. 16 times 0 plus 1 is 1, so I'm going to multiply by 1, so that's not going to change anything. 16 times 0.2, that'll change. That's 3.2, okay? So let's see, 3.2 at 0. I don't know, let me go ahead and finish this chart. What happens if I plug in 2? Well, here I get a -2, and that's squared, so that's 4. So I get 4. And then here's 2, and I get 3, and I square that, so that's 9. So 4 times 9, that's 36, but then I have to multiply by 0.2. So 0.2, and that gives me 7.2, okay? And then for -2, that's going to give me -6 right there. So -6 squared is 36, and then negative here would give me a -2 there would give me a -1 squared. I'm just going to get 1. So I have 36 times 0.2, and that gives me again 7.2. Okay. And then 3, just because I want to know what happens out there at 3. And so I put in 3 here, and I get -1, but I square it, so it becomes 1. And I put in 3 here, and I get 4, so that's 16. And 16 times 0.2 again. 16 times 0.2, I'm putting it in, but I kind of know it's 3.2 because I already had that. All right, so I wasn't sure if I had to squish my y-axis too much. I'm going to squish it a little, but we'll call this up here, obviously not the same scale on the y-axis. We'll say that's 7, and then we'll say that's 3. Okay, so what happens? At -2, we're up here at 7 or so. And at 0, I'm down here at 3.2 or so. At -2, I'm back up here at 7 something, 7.2. At +3, I've gone back up a little bit here. Okay? So I can go ahead and sketch this to the best of my ability. I know it's not going to go through. But it's going to just come down and touch right there. and go up here, you know, some way or another, and come back down. And again, it's just going to touch down here, and then it's going to go back up, you know, and take off. And maybe not that fast because everything's times 0.2, but still it's going to go up from where it came from. It came from up here. All right, and that's my graph. Does it have to be beautiful? No. Do I care at this moment in time where the turning point is? No. Nope. I mean, I know where these turning points are because I'm just touching and going away, so I actually know 2 turning points. I don't ask you to find that one because, well, we're just not doing that. We will soon. So show this table, show that table.